Oh, there I am. Well, today I was going to put together a questionnaire, you might say. So ultimately, what's going on is I am going to do a live session and I want to interact with some people instead of just going live just because I don't want to edit the video. I don't know what I'm doing, so I just throw it on there and hopefully somebody sees it and sees my project and likes it and listens. But this time I'm going to invite some family and friends so I can do a practice run, an interaction with people asking questions and me answering them. And therefore, that's what this is. This is just a video of invitation to invite people. But it's more than that because a lot of people that are my friends and family, they've heard me talk about this stuff, because I've been working on it for 2 generations now, or 2 decades. And so I wanted to bring up a list of questions, more or less, if you don't know what to ask, if you want to get involved but you aren't sure what questions to ask, then I know a lot of questions that you could ask. And I'm going to read those to you right now. And that way, if you want to interact, you just come to this video and you listen to this list and you say, oh, that's a good question. I'm going to ask that question on the schedule. So I'm going to be scheduled on this Saturday, the 23rd at 8:30 p.m. However, as in my description, I'm in the Philippines currently, and therefore the time zone for most of my family and friends is going to be very harsh. I think in Maine, we're exactly 12 hours different. Philippines is 12 hours ahead of the Eastern time. So at let's see, if I have the thing at 8:30 p.m.
Which one do you like?
Honestly, probably this one, but that one looks good too.
Okay, I'll let you try this one.
All right. So if it's 8:30 p.m. here, it's going to be 8:30 a.m. in Maine. And now I believe if my brain can keep it together, Utah, which is where others of my friends and family are, they're 2 hours behind Maine. So Maine's 2 hours ahead of them. So that means that we here are 14 hours ahead of the people in Utah. So if it's 8:30 p.m. here, it should be 6:30 a.m. in Utah. So everybody note that. I would like you all to show up and ask questions and have a little interactive stuff going on so I can practice this setup. And so that's what I want to do it. So just keep all that in mind. And now I'm going to give you a series of questions. You can ask your own questions. It doesn't have to be related to any of the projects that I'm doing. But if you have questions about the Veilfallen, there's lots of questions. But I also have other games that I have and I'm working on. A basketball card game that's really looking promising, and war game series and religious game series and the Veilfallen series, which used to be the Halix Rigidus saga. And so there's a lot of projects that I've got going. I've got collecting theme games and all kinds of stuff. I've been working on this for a long time. All right, the Veilfallen is a series, is a long story series with games designed to be all the events within that story. And the story spans 5,000 years, but that's 5,000 years down one line. It branches off in a couple of spots. So games galore on that. I mean, I have unlimited game ideas, and I'm excited to fill them all in with 5,000 years history of games. Anyway, and that's just the Veilfallen. So you could ask me any question. It doesn't have to be related to games either, but that's what the whole thing is about. But I'll take any weird question. So you got a weird question about horror, about mystery, about you know marketing, about anything like that. I'm willing and happy to answer all the questions to the best of my ability. All right, here's some questions that you could ask. What is Veilfallen? How did you come up with the idea? What inspired the story? Why horror? What are your favorite games? What are you making games, or what? Why are you making games and books? Because I do write some books too. What's your weirdest idea so far? Well, that's an interesting question. I hope nobody asks it. Okay, then we have what are the gates? What are the abominations? Are the monsters evil? Why does insanity matter in the story? Who is the creep? What happened to Hallex Rigidus? What is the scariest mystery in the world? Now, that question means the world of Veilfall and not the world, because I don't know that answer. I could probably give you my best guess on that if you wanted to go with the real world, but you know. Okay, game design questions. How do you design a game? Well, I actually wrote a book about that, but I haven't released it, so it's just hanging on my shelf. Maybe we could dust it off and give somebody a copy. How long does it take? What makes a game fun? That is a very interesting question there. What game mechanic are you struggling with right now? What game idea almost happened but got scrapped? And then some fun random questions. What would you do in a horror town? If you could build any game, what would it be? What creature would you invent? What's the creepiest thing you've ever imagined? That's a very interesting question. I don't want to answer that one. Ask me anything weird. You can ask me anything weird, but I'm only going to give you the best answer that I can based on my knowledge, with some limit, of course. So, anyway, this video is only supposed to be for fun, for family and friends to help me, you know, get used to this whole live interaction thing. And so I would very much appreciate it if everybody that can shows up. Even if you just ask one question, get an answer, and then leave. That'd be fine too. All right. I'll hope to see you there. Remember, Saturday, the 23rd, 8:30 p.m. Philippine time, which for Maine, that's 12 hours ahead. And for Utah, that's 14 hours ahead. So plan accordingly. I hope to see you there.